All aboard! Well, hello. What have I got for you today? Well, it's going to be a basic video about DCC hardwiring a sound and light chip into an old Hornby Silver Seal 47. And I bought this cheap my local preserved railway at the East Lancashire Railway, to be exact. And somebody had already done some detailing work on it. It didn't have the weathering and the lights fitted as I've done here. This was just after I'd done that to it. But as I bought it, it was pretty much. They'd done a little bit of extra detailing. It didn't have any extra numbers on it or any overhead wire data panels on it, if you will. It already had nameplates on. It was named 47555 and that is the Commonwealth Spirit. Named locomotive. I never actually saw it, but here I've added me weathering to it. And just, it's not quite as bad as one I've done recently. But, you know, it's got a bit of weathering on. That's the nice bit about it. And it's actually had wire handrails put on. I've just noticed they'd put windscreen wipers on it because it were an old Silver Seal. Here I'd done washes on it to bring out detail. Done washes and dry brushes. And I've always quite liked the Hornby 47. Like Lima's quite good. Here I can't remember what I'd done on the bogie, but I obviously took a photo for a reason. The axle boxes were painted by whoever had it before me. They did some amount of detailing on it, and they'd done quite a good job really. I just added to what they'd done already. And here's my DCC light fitting. I've actually used the Hornby light box. It's got the original bulb in there, the Hornby bulb for the white light, and I've put an LED each side for the tail lights. And I made them obviously directional. You can see the wiring running down the sides of the loco on the insides, and also the centre one runs down the top part of the inside as seen on this picture. It's got nicer buffers. It's had buffer beam detail put on. Anyway, there's one I've just gone past. That's only DC so far. I think though that'll get the DC treatment. It's in an up and coming video. It's City of Truro. And that was basically a scrap Hornby 47, a bit newer than the Silver Seal. The Silver Seal motor introduces extra problems if you're gonna add DCC to it, because you have to isolate both sides of the motor from each other. So you have to put nylon screws in You have to replace the metal screws with nylon screws, and you also have to replace the wheels. You have to swap them out for Hornby insulated wheels. But apart from that, it's a pretty easy job. Not too head scratching. The decoder I've picked was an ESU sound and light decoder, and I've put a speaker in. I forget what speaker it's got in now. I've forgotten whether I bought a separate speaker or used the one that was with it. I think it was a separate one. Although God alone knows what I put in it. It's that long since I did it now. I'm going to be doing it to a few more. One of the candidates is going to be the Class 31 that's in some of the shots behind it. And you can hear stuff like, I'm going through a few of the sounds, like starting up the engine, switching off the engine, the horns. It has other ones on it, but I've forgotten what they are now, if I'm honest. I'd have to look through and see how I got them up again. But it makes a big difference. There we go, we're stopping at the end. But the sounds are more in sync if you're using them on the layout rather than... I'm only on a very short piece of track here, so it's difficult to sync up the sounds with the movement, because you're only just opening it up then stopping it again. But it's quite an impressive little sound chip. I think a Deltic I have may possibly get a sound chip. I'd go the ESU routes again. I'm quite impressed by what I got off them. And yeah, it sounds good. And the painting on this, I've done subtle weathering on this one. The one I've just done, I've done heavy weathering on. I want a mixture of weathering differences, from clean through to heavily weathered on my layout. Although if you were in winter and observing British Rail in the late 70s, early 80s, around Manchester, there weren't much that were clean. I mean, oil tankers you see on where a little bit of weathering and you can see the manufacturer's logos and that. Let me tell you, in Manchester, the oil tankers, you didn't see anything but black oil stains. They were all just black with oil, and but here's the lights as well. Forwards, backwards, switching ends according to direction of travel. It takes a bit to wire it up, and you have to be a bit steady, which I'm losing now. But I've got an helping hands magnifier and steadier, and I think I might get a better soldering iron to help along the way. I'll have to get a chip. I think it might be one of the next videos, and show what I do for a DCC wiring. DCC hardwire, I should say. But yeah, it does make the layout a bit more impressive, and I think I'm gonna go the DCC route with my layout. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and tatty pie, people, tatty pie.